All right. It is Throwback Thursday. The weather caught us this morning. Um, caught me, caught me this morning, and last night the weather really caught me. I had my bones aching. It, it was cold. See what I'm saying? Bones was aching. But nah, I was out shooting pool last night with my brother, man. I went out there, man, and came home, and man, my bones was aching, boy. You hear me? Jumped right in the bed after I ate, straight to sleep. But hey, you know, this is a little different from for a lot of us, man. We haven't had a real winter in a while, and this has definitely ain't been just 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit longer than 2 weeks. Right. So if it's gonna be any colder than this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go outside. I'll be doing a lot of zooms from the bed. Okay. Right. Right. Wow. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it. After the first year, maybe. After the first year, it's more like a shock value. A shock. You know what I'm saying? When you not used to something that cold, and then you go into that type of environment. For instance, I was in Chicago this last just last year, and I really thought it was gonna be super cold up there when I went, right?
Right.
But it was pretty pleasant. So it was like something how it is now down here. It was the same type of weather, but just a little bit more windier. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as bad as I thought, and I guess it was the time of the year that I went.
Right.
So I went fall, and it was pretty nice.
I went in May. I think it was no, not last year, 2019, and it was cold because it was like in the 40s in May, and so I was like, this ain't gonna work. But your body gets used to it after a couple of days. It really does. Because
Right.
I've been in some super cold. Like my dad used to live in Boston.
Hmm.
Well, back in 2011, so I had gone to New York for I think spring break, so it was cold there.
Hmm.
And then I went to go visit my dad in Boston, and you're talking about like blizzard, like it was like chunks of snow on the ground, like all, and you just get used to it.
Right. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to get used to something like that because that's just not what I'm used to. You know what I'm
Well, yeah,
saying?
because you've been in Florida your
I've been
whole
in,
life.
yeah, I've been in Florida my whole life. I've never had to worry about walking outside and my shoes getting messed up from snow, or me walking through 2-3 inches of the snow, let alone 9 or 11 inches of some snow. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I just don't see myself living in that type of environment unless it was very necessary for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am a Florida boy to the core. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think I'm moving no damn well else, because this is what people don't realize is this is a paradise. This is a small paradise to what the rest of the world is. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that we're surrounded by 3 bodies of water. I mean, we can go to any beach we want. I mean, sunshine 300 days of the year, if not more. You know what I'm saying? So this is a small little paradise that people just don't realize that they're in. You can go from here to Miami, from here to Tallahassee, from here to Jacksonville. I mean, and be there in no time.
Right.
So it's just like, where else in the United States besides maybe California where you have this type of, you can do this type much stuff year round.
Yeah, no,
You know.
that part is cool. I
So
have to say.
yeah, it's just I just I know growing up I used to take it for granted, right? And always say, you know what, I'm ready to move away from here. I want to get out of here. Ain't nothing here. But then I look around, man. It's like I go other places. You know, I travel, and like I said, man, I come back home. It's like coming back to a paradise.
Yeah, you do take it for granted because, like, if you think about the millions of people
Yeah.
that come from all around the world to come to Clearwater or St. Pete, and if you look at them always being ranked number,
3.
1 and 2 and 3 in the nation for the best beaches over Hawaii.
Yes.
So it's something that we do take for granted.
Yes.
A lot. And the fact that when we want to go to the beach, we can't even get to our own beach. Because everybody's at the beach.
Everybody at the
beach. We got
beach.
to go to the beach during the week.
Yes.
Because on the weekend, we
It's
can't even
packed.
get to the beach.
You can't get no tent. You can't get no shelter, nothing, because they all gone. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And
they
one
can't
of the
hear me. They said they can't hear me at all.
one of the
Y'all still can't hear me? No, a bunch of people said it. Vicky, my mom said it. Brittany said it.
But yeah, it's we have Fort DeSoto, which is I think the third, if not the third, best or second best beach in the country. And then you have Clearwater Beach, you have St. Pete Beach, you have Gulfport Beach, you have Sand Key, or you got Indian Rocks, you got Reddington Beach, you got
a lot.
you got
a lot. You got Siesta Key.
you got Siesta Key,
Madeira.
Madeira Beach. I mean, John's Pass. You got. I mean, what else do people want?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the real, true paradise. And again, I mean, because we are, so we're so used to having all this sun, so used to having all this perfect weather. Not knowing what to do with it all the time is something that we fall victim to as well.
Oh, because it get hot now.
Because it gets super hot.
It gets too hot.
And when they get hot like that, what do people normally do? They normally complain, right? But you see a lot of people just going to the beach, taking advantage of what we have here to offer. You see what I'm saying?
But I will say we have to look at, this is what's happening with global warming.
Right.
Places that are typically warm are cold, and places that are typically cold are warm.
Right.
So, when we have people in government trying to say global warming doesn't exist, you can see it, just in our weather. It's hot. I mean, listen, the heat that we have during the summer, that was not the same heat that we played outside in, okay? That was not the same heat that we played, because this heat in the summertime is ridiculous. Like, it's burning your skin off. That was not the sun that I played in when I was 5 and 6 years old.
That's right.
You're talking about something totally different.
Yeah, we are. I mean, now, I would say that's wrong too. And I'll say it's wrong only because we were so used to being in the sun. We were so used to being in the sun. It was no days that your mama didn't tell you behind to get out there and go and play. So it was a whole different vibe for us as children. You know what I'm saying? We were the kids. We were the sun kids.
Maybe that's how we in the sun get so black.
That's right. And that's why, we were the kids here in St. Pete that always had to go outside and play. Our parents, grandma and mama and them weren't with you, staying in the house and playing no video games all day.
What video game?
Nintendo or whatever. That's what I'm saying. So you had to go.
Everybody didn't even have a console.
Most people had to either go to somebody else's house and play, or they was outside playing. You know what I'm saying? Riding bikes. Doing stuff like that. Playing cops and robbers all over the neighborhood, and Bloods and Crips all over the neighborhood, and all that kind of stuff. And what
was it? Knock on the people door and run.
Yeah. You call it, we know what it's called.
Ding dong ditch.
Black people knocking. You know what I'm saying? Throwing rocks at people's houses. You know what I'm saying? I used to throw rocks at people's houses and stuff and run and steal people fruit from their fruit trees. And, I remember when people had fruit trees in the back of the house, man. We used to have 3 orange trees in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? I could go outside and get fresh fruit. You know what I mean? Eat me fruit every day while I'm outside playing. I never had to go in the house and go bother my grandma and them for food. I could just grab me a navel orange off the tree. You know what I'm saying?
And when
that
you
was
get thirsty, you drink City Punch.
City Punch, or I get creative and start juicing the oranges in the water.
I didn't know what City Punch was when I moved here. City Punch is hose water, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So I mean, and we drank a lot of that at the hose. We was drinking that at the hose. We was going to people's yard and we was tired and we was
you couldn't be just going in and out. Y'all remember that? Y'all cannot go in and out the house. Stop letting my good air out the house.
You was not running in and out of this house. Okay.
My great grandma. Then we go in the refrigerator. Close the ice box.
Yes.
Close the I'm like, the ice box. What's the ice box?
Yes, man. Yes. And you know, back in the day, you know, and some of the houses that we grew up in, my grandma had a whole wall full of mirrors. I'm talking about the whole damn wall. When you walk in the house, the whole wall filled with mirrors, man. I'm like, dang, Granny, you want to see yourself come out the room, come out the bathroom, come out the kitchen, come out the hallway, come out the. It's just, I'm talking about. It was just, you know, but it was
do y'all remember the sofas with the plastic?
Oh yeah, them things used to stick to your thighs.
Yeah, especially in the summertime.
And you be sweating and have that sweat up under there. You have to sanitize them couches.
Stuck on the couch.
You have to sanitize with them disinfectant wipes.
They don't remember that. They don't get any of that fun stuff.
Nah, they don't.
All they know is technology.
And that's the difference. That's the difference.
We did also when we lived in Florida love those orange and grapefruit trees. So that's some family history. So I feel like I was destined to be in this area, right? So my great grandmother, and my great grandfather, because he was in the Air Force, they lived in Tampa when my grandmother was like a bit like a toddler. And then when my mother was in the middle school, they lived in Tampa as well. And then I ended up in this area as well. But it wasn't by design. It just so happened that this is where I got a job. But I just kind of feel like I was destined to be here. So it's pretty funny.
That's what's up. And yeah, man, I mean, like your mom said, I had 2 grapefruit trees, a white and a pink grapefruit tree in the backyard.
I like pink grapefruits. White grapefruits are nasty.
I had the white and the pink, and then I had the navel tree and a regular orange tree. And
so
another
why do
orange
people
tree.
not have that anymore? They just don't want to plant them? Or is it too hot now?
Well, a lot of people don't cut them down, you know, and rats.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yep.
Because the rats.
Because the rats.
No, we ain't got time for that.
Well, see, once they don't have nowhere to go, they coming inside. They're gonna try to find any way to get inside. So that's why a lot of people don't have them anymore, and that's why I don't plant them in my yard right now.
They did say Pinellas County used to have a really bad rodent problem.
Really, really bad. Really bad. But yeah, let's get into the.
Did
we talk about the news yesterday?
Y'all. Is this still America?
I don't know if this is America, man.
Is this still America?
It's like Al Qaeda.
I turned on the news yesterday. So, okay, I just got to give y'all the whole experience. So, I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, let me watch CNN. Let me see them do because first, yesterday we was excited about Warnock, whatever. And we're watching to see if Ossoff wins too or whatever. So I'm watching. Then next thing you know, they're like, oh, we're going to do the certification of Joe Biden. Okay. So watching that, they get to Arizona. Next thing you know, you have people objecting to Arizona's electoral votes.
Right.
And so then anytime there's an objection, there has to be a 2-hour debate for each objection. The House and the Senate both have to go into a 2-hour debate separately.
Right.
So we're watching the Senate debate. I think it was the Senate debate. So they're just going on Ted Cruz. Me and 60 of my constituents think that this is fraud and blah, blah, blah. So I'm watching this and I'm laughing. And I'm like, let me go get something to eat.
Right.
I go 20 minutes. Go get something to eat, come back, look at my phone, and it was like they just had to evacuate the Capitol building. I ran in the house. I'm like, wait, what?
Evacuate?
Turned on the TV, and I was like, wait a minute. Is this America? Like, that was something that you would see in, like, Iran or Afghanistan, even France, but not America.
You seen it. You seen it here in America. And you know why you seen it here in America? Because we have a president that incites riots.
And he told, and that was the crazy part. He told, so, all right, I never thought I would take up for Mike Pence ever in life, okay? But in watching the certification, Mike Pence made it very clear that he was not with the foolishness yesterday.
Right.
When the people were like, oh, we object, he was like, under what basis? There's no debate. There's no debate. What grounds? Like, he was pissed because he was like, I don't want to do this today. Like, he was contesting, asking a million questions. Did you have it in writing? Did you do this? Like, he was going out of his way,
right,
not to even entertain the
bull.
Foolishness.
Right.
So I don't know if Trump was watching this, like somebody in Trump's camp or somebody was watching this in real time at the rally.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like calling Mike a traitor, and oh, he defied me and all of this stuff. Now y'all need to go to the Capitol and blah blah blah. And that's exactly what they did.
Yep. And I'm trying to figure out, my biggest thing is not the fact that these people are upset. It's the fact that nobody got shot. Like nobody was tear gassed, and nobody was, I mean, you got 4 people that's dead after the.
Oh, it's 4?
Yeah, 4
I thought
people.
It was just the one lady, so 4.
They say 4 people dead. Rioters stormed the halls of the Congress.
Dang.
I'm looking at it now, but it's just white privilege at its finest.
That's what I said. As soon as I saw it, because this is the thing, we would have never gotten to the grass. Did you see what happened to us during the
George Floyd? Did you see what happened to us when we was walking for protesting for
That's
George
what
Floyd?
I'm saying. And they were like near the White House. They weren't even
at the White House. And they was ready to
gassed and all these different things.
So you can't do that for the white people, huh?
Clearly not. It's like, oh, we don't have enough. They said, so somebody who was in D.C. said that the mayor asked for National Guard twice prior to the rally, and she was denied twice.
Wow.
Then there's video of the Capitol Police opening the gates for the people to come through.
That's what I'm saying. It's false flags. So I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and somebody made a post about this, right? So my thing is, right, so a false flag is when you have people that's working for a particular organization or is a misrepresentation or affiliation or motivation or false equivalence deliberately put forth to manipulate the context, right? The perception or frame of action, objection or argument. So a lot of times, we're putting ourselves in harm's way because we don't realize that we have domestic terrorists right here on our soil.
Yep.
Right. So the thing is, we should know that America will make something look this way, but really be doing something over here up under the rug or over here behind the closed doors or whatever, and we not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
So the American people are really naive at times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing we do is say, "Oh, that's them," but it's really a system working together that keeps this stuff going. So America already has done the terroristic acts in America on American soil already, right? So we know that they are, it's domestic terrorism going on right here in America, from lynchings, from tearing down, burning down.
Nashville, the man that just bombed Nashville.
So all this stuff right here goes on, and we turn a blind eye to it. So I'm trying to figure out,
we call it everything else except terrorism.
Except terrorism, and then we don't have the same types of punishment for these types of crimes, because these crimes seem to be more of that are out there out front saying that we're not gonna do this. You guys are traitors, and we're not going home after curfew. That's another thing. They had curfew, and people still stood out there.
If that was us,
come on, man,
we would have been mowed down, hosed, dogs, shot, whatever. What got me was when the man was sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office, chilling with his feet up.
With his feet up, and then the man in the
they stole
in the
mail.
room, and
they stole mail. They stole mail from her. When they were sitting in the yes, when they were sitting in the Senate chairs, yelling, screaming. I mean, they were just.
So let me give you guys some more information
This
about
is
this
just
false flag.
crazy.
So
Yes, like
it's so right now what happened is we seen the Capitol get took
man.
over by thugs, right?
yes, thugs and goons, as
Thugs
Mitch
and goons.
McConnell said.
And then-
Thugs and goons.
But yet it's still none of these thugs was shot or anything. So this is
Arrested,
why I think, because something disguised to seem affiliated with a group other than the one it really is affiliated with. For example, a false flag operation is a terrorist act committed by one group for the express purpose of discrediting another group which is framed for it. So a lot of times people don't realize that it's people that we think are the good people that's really not.
Yeah.
That's really out there setting this stuff up for us to sit around here and be confused or ask these questions or just look crazy.
Yeah, like, Van Jones, how he sits and he goes against Trump and says all this, but then when it came to do the terrible police reform bill or whatever, he was a part of it.
Right.
And taking pictures with the Trumps and doing all of this, but then you get on and you, say whatever. So, yeah, you have double agents or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me the most was when it was time to go home, they left like it was a sporting event. It was like, all right, well, see you later. Great. This was fun. Bye. See ya.
We did what we had to do.
Yeah. And they just was walking like it was they leaving Disney or Six Flags or
Nobody's
wherever.
arresting them. Nobody's tackling them. Nobody's
The cop was escorting one of the ladies down the stairs. See you later.
What? That's what I'm saying.
Nobody was getting
These
pushed down
people
the stairs
had
or roughed up.
These people were people that these people knew. You had to know these people. The man running from the white people, the black security guard running up the steps from the black people. I mean the white people.
I would have ran too. Did you see that mob?
I wouldn't have ran. I would have pulled out my gun and
Did
went
he
to
have a
shooting.
gun?
Yeah, he had a
Oh,
gun. I would have pulled out my gun and started shooting. I'm in fear of my life right now.
Oh yeah, then I would have.
And I would have been busting.
Yeah.
And y'all would have heard it all over the place. And they would have had me on the news.
Yeah, I would have.
Stomp. I wouldn't have got stomped.
But they
Somebody
were
would've
trying to like,
been dead
like if that was us, it would have been shoot first, ask questions
later. They can't shoot their own brothers and sisters over there because their
Like,
brothers and sisters are the same ones that's
it
going
was-
against them.
As I'm watching this, I'm like, this can't be real. You're talking about we're a place of law and order, and we're this and we're that. And then, Trump, they were comparing what he said in July about the anarchists, and they need to get a minimum of 10 years and all of this. And now you calling them special people. Oh, just go home, special people. We love you. Go home. This man is crazy, okay? Trump is I don't know if he's Antichrist, but he is
special
like Satan
people is
in flesh, okay?
Special people to me, it sound like some slow people to me. If he was calling me special people, I would think he's calling them slow. And that's what I'm saying. It's like Trump playing this psychological warfare with people. He's not necessarily saying that these are the smartest people. He's saying that these are the fools out there that's willing to do this type of stuff. And they are out here.
But
and they should have been. But
people.
this is the thing, though. Trump didn't know that the police or the state police would not shoot them white people if they came into Capitol Hill. Trump might have been setting them people up to get bust.
But do you know what
Who
he
knows?
said? He was up there. This is the
Who
crazy
knows?
part. I saw it on the video for myself. He was like, yep, when we're done with this, we're going to march down to the state capitol, and I'm going to be right alongside of you. That's what he said. He said, we're going to march down to the state capitol, and I'm going to be right alongside of you.
So that's why nobody was shooting.
Yep, I'm going to march right alongside of you. And that man marched right on to the White House and probably was in the bunker. His favorite place. When I say mind control, and the fact that no one could tell these people to go home. Then he gets on and he says this little 2 minutes foolishness, telling them to go home, and it was just like a chip clicked in their head, and everybody just started going home. That's crazy.
No, that's control. That's what control look like.
I'm just like,
It's no different than a man telling the troops to come home from the war. I mean, come on home.
no,
Send him
but
home.
the way that just
He's the commander in chief, and then he got. I mean, those are his followers, man. You know, those are his. That's like the beehive. I mean, the beehive, man. You know how many people will kill you by Beyonce?
and it's just amazing how people want to be attached to something so badly.
Whether they known or not.
Something so badly that they will just follow people blindly, ask no questions, just follow. It's like Jim Jones getting the people to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, yeah,
No questions asked.
yeah.
I'm just going to follow you blindly. And so we sat and we looked at the terrorists who blew themselves up. The kamikazes? No, that's Japanese. But the terrorists who blew themselves up,
Mm-hmm.
doing 9/11. And we're like, that's crazy. How would you do? This is the same thing. This is the same thing. That he has that type of control that Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden had over Al Qaeda. And to see those people busting out the windows, jumping through the windows, doing like holding the people hostage at the house floor. Like, that was just something I've never seen before. And I haven't heard anything about one arrest.
No, this shit done been swept under the
And
rug.
they said there's over 2,000 police officers just at the Capitol.
This has been swept
How would
under
they
the rug.
overrun? And all those cops in D.C. as a whole, all the cops in Virginia, Maryland, the National Guard, why did it take so long for them to get there? It took, by the time they got there, the thing was
It was over. It's like they was waiting on it to end before they came in. It was what they were waiting on it to end before they came in. So
And
it's
no,
just
Erica, you are absolutely right. Trump doesn't care, but Trump don't care about nobody but Trump, okay? The way that Trump offers everybody up as a sacrifice, he
Right.
don't care about anyone but him. He will offer his family. He will offer whoever, as long as it's not him.
and we will be right back after
Be
this
back
short
at 9
break.
o'clock, guys.
right, and we are back. Just want to give you guys a quick update on the COVID-19 City of St. Petersburg housing assistance program that they have. The City of St. Petersburg has set aside funding to create programs and partner with local organizations to help residents in need. They have a mortgage and utility assistance program. You can apply at stpete.org/mortgage assistance. If you have any questions, you can call 727-893-7247, and you can submit your application at that particular website. That is stpete.org slash forward slash mortgage assistance. Also, utility and rental assistance. The city has partnered with local nonprofit organizations to provide short-term assistance for rent and utilities to individuals and families whose incomes have been affected by COVID-19. How to apply? Assistance is being provided independently through local organizations. Please contact the organization's Catholic Charities at ccdosp.org. That's ccdosp.org/rent utility, or you can call 727-893-1313, extension 155. And you can also contact Boyle Centers at boylecenters.org /COVID-19. Phone number 727-490-0509. For more information, you can go to the website stpete.org /rent assistance. Also, resources for residents. Restart St. Pete Mortgage Utility Payment Assistance Grant Program. So they have preliminary qualifications. Let me just read these to you real quick. It says the total household income cannot exceed 80% of the area median income of the St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater geographic area as adjusted for household size. The property must be located within the St. Petersburg municipal boundaries, occupied as the principal homestead residence of the homeowner, valued at less than 90% of the average sales price established within the St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa geographic area, which is $294,601. Find full qualifications and application requirements at stpete.org /mortgage assistance. And again, you can apply that same website. Just want to drop that on you, on our guests, so that you guys have that information. If you know anyone that needs that help or assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out and find out exactly how you can get that assistance or how you can help someone else. But that's what I want to touch on real quick. Some local information. And yeah, I'll go ahead and put that information also in the chat box so you guys will have it. But definitely, if you know anybody that needs that assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to stpete.org /mortgage assistance, stpete.org utilities, rent utilities. Yes. So, all right, and we will go ahead and get back to our topic at hand, our national topic, which we were talking about before we went to break, which was how these white people was able to overrun the Capitol, and I haven't heard about any arrests, any people being locked up for doing any of this. This is, this is pure, examples of white privilege, and we talked about that before and what that looks like, but you really got a true picture of it last night because, another thing that you have to pay attention to, people, when you're listening to CNN or any of these news stations, listen to the terminology and the language that they're using for these particular people. somebody came on later and said something about the George Floyd protesters, but and how they weren't acting the same and weren't doing the same things as they were when the protesters was out.
No, but early on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you looked at the headline on CNN, I don't. All right. If you look at the headline on CNN, they said insurgency. So they never called them protesters. They were
Okay.
calling them insurgents. And then someone called, and one of the congressmen called in, and this is probably about 2:30. And he was like, some of the protesters, and the guy in CNN was like, no, insurgents. He was like, better yet, when people are doing blah 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 blah, he was like, they're called terrorists. And so they called them rioters, they called them terrorists, they called them everything except protesters. I didn't watch. CNN is my news of choice, so I didn't watch the other news channels, so I can't say what they called them, but I can say that CNN was very adamant about labeling these people everything except protesters. And just watching like the main people, your Anderson Coopers, Chris Cuomo's, like the big name people being just very specific. And Anderson Cooper even said, he was like, in the past, we've had people who have been marginalized because of their skin color and this and that, and they have reason to storm the Capitol. He was like, these people have no reason to be there. So, I have to say I'm biased towards CNN, but the reason why is because, in my opinion, since the Trump administration came about, because CNN hasn't always been the best, but since the Trump administration came about, they have been one of the main news stations to call a spade a spade.
Right.
They have really, the people they have now, because, before I think they had like Nancy. Did they have Nancy Grace? I think Nancy Grace used to come on CNN and some other people. But now the new people that they have, they have some real radical people who are just willing to say, hey, this is what it is. We're not sugarcoating. We're not hiding behind. We're not sensationalizing. We're just calling a spade a spade. Like, I cannot call myself a true journalist without just giving the truth.
Right. And, it's just, I guess the sign of the times, how history repeats itself. And the thing is, this isn't new to America, how white people will, blow up against other white people or come out there and with guns and with all this type of animosity and anger and stuff like that, and still not be treated like black people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I mean, CNN, they do a pretty good job when it comes to keeping it as close to real as they can. You know what I'm saying? But they don't do enough. They have to, like today, they need to be talking about the fact that white privilege is real. They need to be talking about that.
That was something. That was something that. Well, I can't say because I went to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. But my two favorites who really stick it are Cuomo and Don Lemon.
Right.
And when I got up this morning, it sounds like they did an overnighter because they usually do like the 9 to 12 hour. But to me, it sounds like they did an overnighter. So I'm sure a lot was said last night while we were sleeping that we didn't get to see. Which that's why I hate the fact that those two are so late, because those are the two that's really gonna give it to you. So I can only imagine. But if I know them as in watching them and like their character and watching them over the past couple of years, they said it.
Right.
But I was asleep. But if Chris Cuomo didn't say it, I know Don Lemon said it. Somebody said it. And so I would like to, I can't wait to get home to look at the news and see what is, but like this time of day, unless they've switched up the, and they might have switched up the lineup due to certain extenuating circumstances, it's probably not going to be the right people on the TV this morning. It's usually in the evening when you get the people who are really gonna like tell the truth.
Yeah.
But yes, this is white privilege at its finest. It really is. And it's sad. It's sad that we had a right to be angry and protest the lives of innocent people. A life of an innocent man was taken in front of our eyes, in front of the whole world.
That's right.
And we were just supposed to shut up and take it.
Yep.
And most of those protests were as peaceful as they possibly could have been. And when they did get violent, it wasn't the protesters. It was these same people. These same people who stormed the Capitol, they were the ones who were out there setting things on fire, busting out windows, and doing all of that crazy stuff. Because all it takes is one person to do it. And then what happens? That herd mentality. The crowd's like, oh, that's what they doing? Let me do it too. So these same people, they've been doing this since the summer.
Right.
We saw the pictures of them dressed in all black, sneaking around. There were police officers, undercover officers, all kind of stuff. We saw it. But now there was no one else to hide behind. And then when you have the leader of the free world who has been telling you to stand down, because we saw that video too. What did he say? Stand down.
Mm-hmm.
Stand by is what he said. Stand by.
Right.
Well, yesterday he told them to go. So they've been standing by for 4 years.
He let them loose.
And this is the result. This was not something that just happened. This was planned. I don't know how long it was planned, but it was planned. And there are a lot of people working from the inside. And the fact that you still had state senators like Ted Cruz and Rick Scott, who still, after all of this, still objected to Joe Biden's certification. You can't convince me that they're not a part of it.
That's what I'm saying, man.
This reminds me of the movie Inside Man.
Inside Man, right. And I was listening to some of the gentlemen talk after they came back out last night, right? And heard one of the gentlemen say, hey, yeah, we may come in this room and, argue and go back and forth and disagree, but that's still my fellow American. You see what I'm saying? So this is the mindset of these people. They can, and this is one thing that we don't realize, they gonna go in a room and argue their problems and all that, but still look at each other as fellow Americans. They're not gonna hate each other after they have a conversation.
That's how it's supposed to be.
They're not trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they're still going to go and still meet and talk and still have relationships. And Biden's still going to talk to Trump and all of that, even after this happened. So we have to be aware that white privilege is definitely ingrained in the American thread. And regardless of what they do, we see that they're not taking the same actions that they would take if we was black. So it's just it's really a struggle to to go through life knowing that you're definitely less valued than other people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And I know that the kids that's watching that see this stuff, that might hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because knowing that they was just out there and how they was treated, and then seeing this, it just it takes a lot of hope away from a lot of people.
No, I agree.
You know.
I definitely agree. It does take a lot of hope away from a lot of people because there's a difference between exercising your right to protest peacefully and just being a criminal, a goon, and a thug. And to be called a thug when you're peacefully protesting the life of someone that was taken in front of us, and you have these people who are upset because they lost. That's why you mad? Because you lost?
Yeah.
And you know what? Those people, it says these the same people that has been collecting the unemployment checks. You right. And Ava said Chris and Don went in last night, so we missed it. I gotta go look at the yes, I gotta go look at it because I'm sure they did. That's a dynamic duo right there. But man, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone yesterday.
Right.
Like, and the thing is, there were so many people, black people, talking about they were angry, and I wasn't angry. The crazy thing is, I felt vindicated. As crazy as that may sound, I felt vindicated.
Right.
Because the system that has oppressed us for so long was finally caving in.
Right.
Because the people who created the system was finally challenging the system that they created to oppress us. And it showed that they never intended for that system to keep themselves in check.
Right.
And that showed yesterday.
It did. It did. I think I think the balloon bust, you know what I'm saying? I just think that people were so enraged with, the fact that, the American people, voted against Trump.
And the crazy thing is, I'm so grateful for Trump. And I know that sounds crazy.
Coming from you, yeah.
I know.
What the hell?
I know. I'm grateful for Trump because Trump finally exposed what we as black people knew existed all along. White people have been in denial for a very long time.
Yes.
Right? Oh, racism doesn't exist. Get over it. Slavery ended how long ago? Da 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 da. Yesterday
was prevalent.
You could George Floyd was like kind of the peep under the cover, right? They saw a little nakedness. Yesterday was full frontal.
Full frontal.
That was ripping everything off.
Everything.
And the beautiful thing is, the black folks just got to sit at home and watch. That was the beautiful thing.
But we should have been out there tearing shit up.
No. Let them do their thing because all of this time, we have been the thugs and the goons and the this and the that. Do you know how beautiful it felt to sit? Man, Black Twitter had me cracking up. I guarantee, just go grab something to eat and a cup of coffee and just go to Black Twitter.
Black Twitter
had me screaming, okay? Because for real, they were like, America's in disarray and black folks just sitting over here cracking up.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, like it was crazy to just sit back and not feel sad to see your people getting busted up and this and that, but to see these people tearing up the same system that they claim to love so much. The democracy that they've been defending, that they've demonized, Colin Kaepernick for kneeling and all of this stuff. The same thing, the blue lives that mattered so much, all of this.
Yes.
All of it. Everything that you've been arguing this whole summer, and bam, just like that.
Yes.
It was comical. Was it scary? Yes, it was scary to see because I was hoping that, like, oh man, I hope no local protests start and they start cutting up like this locally.
Yeah.
But to see that and not to see black people involved, it just felt great.
Right.
I know that's crazy to say, but it just felt great. Exactly. Tiffany said it wasn't our fight. And Tamika Mallory, let me see if I can find what she said, but she was like basically saying like, y'all black folks, don't y'all go out there acting crazy. Um, she basically was like, this y'all better sit y'all behind down.
Who said that?
Tamika Mallory, she's one of the like activists. So Tamika said, come on. She said, I suggest that black folks stand back and stand by while these white folks throw a tantrum in DC. America needs to face its real problem. Don't go out there. This is not our fight. That's the truest statement ever. Because what did we say? Ever since this summer, even though we were like black folks was out here protesting, and then when the white folks were getting out there too, we said this is their fight. We need to be trying to heal our community and fix what's happening within us and let them fight the system that they created.
Yeah, they need to be able to fight the system that they created, but when they fight it, it's going to see. This is not new in America, and again, we talked about it a little earlier, but it's not new in America because the South went to war with the North, right? We know about the Civil War, right? So people have to remember, man. These white people, when they get mad at each other, they will go to war to keep what's theirs or to keep their, structure or systems in place. They did this thing, when it was slavery. That's why we went to Civil War, because the South did not want to free the slaves, right? The North was ready. They done free the slaves, and it was a big war behind that, you know. So this is not new. If these people really want to go to go to war, they would, but they don't want to. They allow these people to come raid the Capitol, do all this stuff, because again, at the end of the day, the white privilege that they have has really been brought out to the light.
Mm-hmm.
Trump has, like you said, brought the attention to some of the things that were just swept under the rug for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's back to the forefront, and we have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, no, it's not our fight, but at the end of the day, you definitely hope that they can destroy themselves, but in the process, you know, how are we gonna react or respond to what takes place? You know what I'm saying? Are we gonna be able to step in and take over these positions if it comes down to it? Because I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever types of stuff they got going on, wars and anything.
This is just bananas. That's all I can say.
I mean, last night, I'm sure it was some other stuff went down that we didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
Because like I said, it's 4 people got killed, so
I
3
don't
people
think
must have
it's
died
over.
last night. Because we only knew about that one lady.
I don't think it's over. To be real with you.
You don't think it's over?
Mm-mm. No, I don't think it's over. Unfortunately, Trump. This is Trump's first time ever losing. Okay. He don't know how to take this. He don't know how to deal. He don't know how to deal with it. This is his first time ever losing. He doesn't know how to handle this. Um, think about it. Trump is 70, what, 4, 5, and you've never lost anything.
Never lost anything. Yeah.
Even when it seems like you're losing, you still find a way to come out on top. Imagine how he's feeling right now. And there's absolutely nothing he can do. This is desperation. At first, it was kind of like, I'm going to try to push my weight around. But now this is desperation at its finest. Right. And I'm too much of a coward to do it myself. So the people who I've been puffing up all this time, let me get them to do it for me.
Right. And that's what's happening.
And the thing that got me, he sat there silently and didn't say nothing. It wasn't until Joe Biden came and said what he needed to say and challenged Trump. And then Trump came out like 5-10 minutes later. And to me, that was on some, oh, he not about to be more presidential to me type situation. Oh, my God.
And
let me tell y'all something. Y'all better pray.
For what?
Huh? Y'all better pray. Just pray. Because this isn't the end of this stuff. Y'all think that Joe Biden's going to get in and things are going to change? No, because they've been activated. You know, it's like having a sleeper cell and you activate the agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
His agents have been activated. So whether he's in office or not, they've been activated.
I mean, we saw that last night. We saw the activation, and we saw what it means to, you know, be led by your leader, and then your leader come on and say, you know what, it's enough. Go home now. And they just walked away like you said, Paige, like they was at the game, you know, a football game or something. See you later. We done now.
And then the way the cops, okay, so y'all know like when you're leaving a sporting event and the cops just be walking you out, making sure you leave it. That's exactly how it was. Nobody was being pushed or
arrested or anything.
They was just like, all right, see y'all later. Let's do this again tomorrow. You know. It's and crazy. Then there was like a part. There was a part where the guy was like, this area where it was a whole bunch of people, he was like, this area is never open to the public. Mm-hmm. Never.
Right.
He was like, not even for private events, and this part is never open to the public. So the fact that there was like thousands of people there, the cops were already there, and if this is such a sacred place that's never ever in history open to the public, why y'all so calm?
They're so calm because they look like them. That's why.
So
that's why they're so calm, because they look like them, Paige.
I know we've sat here and we've talked about these things and y'all probably tired of us talking about these things. However, the truth is, we have to educate ourselves and know what's happening around us. You know, no more can we, I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention to politics. I don't know what's going on. Like, we can't do that anymore. I was one of those people. And y'all see how I am now. Right. Like, all I do is watch CNN.
Right.
Growing up, my grandma used to do the same thing. I'm like, do you ever watch anything else? But now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. And in terms of politics, I hated politics. Didn't want anything to do with it. Besides going to do my civic duty to vote. And that was it.
Right.
I can't sit back and not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot consciously say I don't care anymore.
Right.
Because everything that we love depends on us knowing. Because the stuff is going to happen regardless.
Right. It's definitely going to happen.
So either you're going to just stand by and be ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And, ignorance is bliss and be blindsided. Or at the very least, you're going to pay attention to the news.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what the heck is happening around you.
Yeah, you have to. And with that, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back at 9:35.
All right.
And we are back.
All right, guys, we're back. So, the one thing I do have to say is, all of this happened. All of this happened, and yet Biden was still certified as president. So, and I don't really think they intended to stop it. I think it was just like, we're tired, so let's just do it. And so the way that we're being portrayed around the world, Canada, uh, their their um, their headline says anarchy. Trump supporters invade U.S. Capitol in all-out assault on democracy. Saudi Arabia, protesters storm U.S. Capitol and bid to overturn Biden election. So basically, like around the world, in the same way that we have these big headlines of things that happen in all these other countries, it's the same that's happening there. So,
One of the
um,
one of the things that we didn't touch on that I wanna actually touch on is uh, the Jacob Blake uh, shooting and charges, right?
oh yeah, they were let go, right?
Yeah. So let's um, the decision for these officers to be acquitted for these killings, is just also prevalent of our system and how it works, and how it's such a a messed up system for Americans, and if we look at it, you know, from what we saw last night, the verdicts we see come from these shootings of black men, in the
Unarmed
streets,
black men
unarmed black
with
men
their
at that,
backs turned.
running, you hear me, with toy guns, right? And you have white men walking down the street with ARs and rifles coming from shooting people. You know what I'm saying? You remember the white dude that shot the people and was walking down the
Oh,
street
in Kenosha.
in Kenosha.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And you have it's just crazy how you know our system is being put on trial right before our eyes, and we the judge and the jury, but yet and still we don't have no say.
So I don't even know where our place in this is. I think it's just to sit back and be ready.
And be ready for a civil war, another one. Be ready for another civil war.
Like right at this moment, we just need to be focusing on our community and education, on what we need to be doing, while America's burning. So the movie, like Olympus Has Fallen, that's what was yesterday. Olympus has fallen.
Uh, well, when it burned down, then we'll say that. I want to see
Well,
it burn.
that was a ceremonial burning.
A purge. That was a purge. That's what that was. That
That
was
was a
a
ceremonial
false
burning.
flag purge. You know.
But so yeah, Olympus Has Fallen says the White House under siege. Well, the Capitol was under siege
It was under
yesterday.
siege yesterday. They definitely ain't getting in that White House.
Now, if that happens,
They can run up them steps, but they ain't getting on that White House. You hear me? The White House got guns in the trees. The guns in the trees will shoot you.
well, think about the lady who had to make the U-turn and they killed her at the White House. That black lady.
They killed her.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, a couple of years ago.
Because she made the wrong turn.
Hmm.
Don't make the wrong turn, people. Don't make the wrong turn.
Yep. So, yeah, guys, there we go. That's our America. That's our America. I don't even know what else to say. I'm just stunned.
I know what to say. I know what to say.
What?
Sip your tea, right? And watch the fireworks. Sip your tea and watch the fireworks. Like you say, Paige. I mean, a lot of people keep saying that this is not our fight, right? And it's really not our fight. But at the end of the day, are these people gonna fight? Are they gonna do anything to these thugs they call,
Well, it's hard to. Okay, so
insurgents or whatever?
this is why Trump.
What are they gonna do?
This is why Trump was
Who are they charging
unable
right now?
to be.
Who going to jail? Who bonded not? How many
That was the
people?
thing.
That's what I want to know.
So the reason why Trump was unable to be impeached because when you're in bed with the enemy, impeaching him is impeaching yourself, right? And so you impeach me, I'm telling everything. I'm singing like a canary. So I think in the same thing, how can you arrest people? What's gonna happen? Because they gonna tell everything. Oh well, I was, in cahoots with the Capitol Police, or I was in cahoots with this person or that person, and then when you have the leader of the free world, telling these people this is what, giving them the go ahead to do this.
Right.
Who contests that?
I mean, but people should know. People should know right from wrong.
And you want to know the crazy thing? So there's a senator, Josh Hawley. He's the senator, Republican senator of where? I know he a Republican. Let's see, of Missouri. As he was walking out and leaving. I think this is before they actually got to the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
They were marching to the Capitol, and he saw them. He did this, like
Hitler.
But then you sit after the fact on the Senate floor, and you demonize these people that you just egged on. You just gave them the go ahead. You said good job.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These people know each other. These people are the same supporters of these politicians.
And this is my thing. Honestly, I hold the people responsible.
You hold the people responsible?
Yes.
Which people?
The voting people.
Okay.
Because we are the ones who voted these local people, these congressmen, into office.
We didn't do it. They did it. They did it up there.
No. These people are voted on the local level. Knowing what we knew, how Trump was, right? And Republicans switched sides just to vote against Trump, not looking at the fact that so many people of the Republicans still supported him. None of those Republicans should have been reelected or elected.
Right.
So those quote unquote, and the people who, because think about it, we were like trying to figure out like how did Joe Biden win by such a large margin but lose by such a, but the Senate and House lost. So first of all, people didn't do their research like they should have to know still to vote who to vote for on these local levels. So I hold the people responsible because at the end of the day, we have the final say on who gets the office. I mean, obviously we see what's happening with Trump. Trump has tried to do every single thing possible, but our voice stands true. No matter what he has tried to do, the people's voice rings true. So at the end of the day, we have to start doing more on our local levels and take these local elections seriously. Take these state elections seriously. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Okay. And
when midterm election come out,
and we talked about this too, about how people should do the research on the candidates. Yes. They have to pick the candidates and then research them, and they have to actually do some work. But a lot of people, again, we have to pull teeth when we talk about getting people to look into these candidates and know what's going on with them.
When 2022 comes, y'all better be in full force.
Full force.
Even more people than people voted in the general election should be voting in the midterms.
Right. Right.
Because our
I agree.
lives depend on it. For real. Like, not even trying to joke. The fact that the Georgia Senate shouldn't even been that close in the first place. Because when Warnock won, it was 2 white Republicans and then him. And he won by 32%, and then the others was split. It shouldn't have even been that close. And then Ossoff, I don't know how close he was. I think he was a little bit down. But at the end of the day, like, it's a by any means necessary. We have to take the same by any means necessary approach that the Republicans have taken the last 4 years. Our lives depend on it.
But will we?
I don't know.
We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see.
And this is not the time to talk about, oh, I'm a independent and I'm this and I'm that. This ain't the time for that. This is not the time for that right now. You got to pick. You either Democrat or Republican at this point. This is a by any means necessary. This is, you can't be lukewarm. You can't be in the middle. You have to choose a side.
Right.
And I don't want to hear nothing but no lesser of two evils. No more.
Man, people pick the sides of whoever they talking to.
But this is the thing. But no, seriously.
Who you like? I like Democrat. Oh, me too. Who you go for? Blue. Me too.
No, but seriously.
They go over here. Who you
Everybody
like?
kept
I like
talking
Trump.
about, Trump versus Biden. Oh, it's the lesser of two evils. Ain't no lesser of two evils at this point.
You don't think so?
Like,
you just said that Trump did something good, which was expose these knuckleheads.
Yes.
Which he's been doing for a while.
For a long time, but
he's been exposing these knuckleheads for a while. And what he's showing you is that nobody cares. Nobody's going to do anything. Nobody's going to change. So basically, get your damn bootstraps and get ready. That's basically what he's saying.
I've never seen someone so sadistic in my life.
It's more so of putting.
Maybe he's just blatantly sadistic.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose. It's not something that he has to think about. He's just doing it on purpose. But again, like I'm saying, wouldn't you rather know this stuff now at this point in time? I mean, we've been around here thinking that, we live in this kumbaya society, but it's not that. It's not that. And I'm talking about not just black people, as a whole. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? As a whole, even, people in their own families have, this own family members because of these, choices in politics.
For me, the veil was pulled back when I was in 6th grade, and I couldn't go to my white friend's birthday party because I was black, and she wanted to have it at the local country club. And this was in 2001. So that is when any thought that racism no longer existed was removed from my mind at 11 years old. And from then on, that's all I saw. And I hate to say it, but it is. It's the people you work with. It's the people you go to church with. It's the people you sit on boards with. People you shake hands with. You do transactions with. Unfortunately, people are just really good at hiding. The difference is those people that were out there yesterday, they have nothing to lose.
Right.
They're the trailer park people who never had anything.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, you giving me a reason. And so I have nothing to lose. I will gladly go to prison for you.
Right.
Because that gives me a purpose. You are not going to see your Wall Street people and those people out there. They still racist.
I don't think so. I think
they ain't gonna be out there.
I think that's the thing. You don't know who these people are in regular clothing. That's what I'm saying. These are not just regular trailer trash white people conducting these types of these types of moves, making these types of moves. These not trailer park people.
I just
These are
feel like
calculated people that have been behind a computer. You know what I'm saying? That have been pushing buttons to create groups that have, like they said, it was one group out there that they knew that they kept calling, but at the same time they weren't shooting on them. You see what I'm saying? Because of the money that is back behind these groups, the people that back these groups are powerful white men. So again, yeah, they might be just foot soldiers, but it's powerful people that's back there. You know, that's for these same types of acts and moves and terrorist acts and all this stuff. So, it just it's no like the people with the money they pull the trigger. They make things happen. Like your boy George Soros, right? So George Soros was paying people $15 an hour to be out there for the George Floyd protesting. $15 an hour. So I mean, that's why I say false flags, man. A lot of this stuff be staged by the same people that we around here criticizing and talking about, or don't realize what's really going on behind the scenes. Like I told somebody, I say, man, it's probably the Secret Service was able to do that.
well, just seeing those people opening the gate, it was what it was. But guys, just a reminder, Man Cave is going to be on tomorrow, tonight,
Tonight.
tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So tune in. Avis says Trump knew he could have gotten the Republican Party on his side when he ran the first time because he said that party was easy to go. I think I just read that. Easy to go along with him, but it's true. He
Mm-hmm.
said it. He's on video saying it. He said they're too stupid. They're so stupid because the thing about Republicans that has always been rang true for a while. I'm not gonna say always, but has rang true for a while is that they're a one what they call it a one issue party.
Right.
I'm against abortion, so I'm gonna vote for you because you're against abortion. But you could be for slavery and everything else, but you're against abortion.
What's the issue today? Is how
It's the same
Republicans do
thing.
it.
It's the same. No, but it's the same thing. People voted for Trump because he was against abortion.
Mm.
Even though I'm sure he done paid for a bunch of abortions, but he's against abortion.
He's against them.
Oh, and then I think I saw Kirk Franklin said that he cringed every time he saw a Jesus sign because I saw something that said Jesus 2020, and I said the same thing. I was like, this is horrible because now people are thinking like this is what it means to be a Christian. This is what it means, and so we just have some very twisted people.
Yep.
And you have to really be able to see beyond the wool. And the thing is, we were talking today on my church is doing like a 10 days of prayer thing, and today the thing was to talk about this isn't the war that we're in is a spiritual one. This isn't a physical thing, and I truly believe that. Watching those people yesterday, that was not. They weren't not to me. They didn't seem to be acting under free will. They seemed to be under some type of control in the way that, and I'm not taking up for them by any means, but in the way that one man's voice was able to control everything. Them doing this, them stopping, that was more than just a physical thing.
Right.
To me, that was some type of spiritual influence or something.
Right.
Know? And so, I just say, if you're a believer, get into your word, put on your full armor, and just get ready because this is only the beginning, unfortunately. Yeah.
It's about to go down.
It is, guys. And so, with that, it's Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday. We ain't talking
we'll
about nothing throwback. It was all
oh yeah,
all updated.
yeah, we did.
a little bit of reminiscing.
Hopefully we have some
But
happier things to talk about
tomorrow. Right. Freestyle Friday. All right, y'all. We out. Peace. Have a good day.